Pokebabs!
Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokebabs. Today we are looking at yet another kind of funky deck for me, but I think that this might be the time for this deck to shine, and I'm not sure if it's going to be this iteration or some other, but I think this is a starting point for us, and that's going to be the Giratina Vileplume idea. And when Ancient Origins first came out, everyone was talking about Giratina Vileplume, like this could be great. You can get this ultimate type of lock on your opponent where they can't play items, and then Chaos Wheel makes it so they can't play Special Energy or Stadiums. So that's the majority of the cards in people's decks. I mean, you've got supporters and basic energy and Pokemon. That's pretty much it. But I feel like at the time it just wasn't really quick enough, and so the loss of Battle Compressor slows the format down. Obviously, we don't have Night March. We don't have other item lock really, and so I think that this is maybe the best time since the cards came out for this to be a viable deck. And so we are going to have it all based around your main attacker being Giratina-EX. So we've got 3 of them, and it's got this Renegade Pulse ability, which is also really key. It prevents all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon. And so there are a really good amount of popular Mega Evolutions right now. There's Mega Rayquaza, Mega Mewtwo, Mega Sceptile, Mega Scizor, and more, honestly. And so that's going to be really nice. And then, of course, we've got Chaos Wheel, and does 100 damage. And like I said, Tool Lock, Special Energy, and Stadiums. Now, it does have a Fairy weakness. I think that this could be the downfall of the deck. You could play maybe a weakness policy, or maybe something like a Cobalion if you want to try and hit back against Xerneas decks. But I think that even a Xerneas deck might have a little bit of trouble if they can't get started, and if you can item lock them. So that is definitely going to be the weakness of the deck. But we're also going to look at here, we've got Vileplume with Irritating Pollen, and each player can't play item cards from their hand. So pretty good there, and 130 HP is nice as well. Now, like I said, without Battle Compressor, it is a little harder to get the Vileplume out turn 1, and that's part of why we're playing a thinner line than like Investment Vileplume, because getting the Vileplume out turn 1 is nice, but not so necessary. And so we've also got another sort of side attacker, which is going to be this Latios-EX with Fast Raid. It does do 40 damage, and you can use that on the first turn. We are going to play Psychic Energies, basic Psychic Energies too, so we can Fast Raid with that or Double Dragon. And Light Pulse, actually not a terrible attack. It does do 110, which can knock out Shaymin, and then prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks. Now, there are some effects right now that could be really bad against this deck, like a Jirachi or something like that, but we can prevent the effect of Jirachi. So stuff like that where you can't be paralyzed by Bubble, I would think. I believe that would be the case. You can't be paralyzed by Bubble on a Froakie. So just some certain things like that where the Light Pulse could actually be a useful attack. Now, we have got, of course, Shaymin-EX. We have 2 of them. Probably could bump that up to 3. I don't think that 4 is really necessary, but we could probably bump it up to 3 just to help us get set up, maybe get our turn 1 Vileplume or a turn 2 Vileplume. And then we have 1 Bunnelby, and so just because of the nature of this kind of deck, you sometimes burn through things that you want to get back later, and so could be energies, it could be supporters, that type of thing. So we've got this Bunnelby that can use Rototiller to get cards back, but it can also burrow in case your opponent burns through their deck quickly. So can be useful for sure, and it could be useful for getting back Stadium. And we aren't playing any Versus Seekers because of the item lock, and so as a result, you could get back your important supporters with a Rototiller. We are playing 4 Acro Bike to help us draw through our deck quickly. We are playing 4 Trainers Mail to also help us get the cards we need early. And then we've got 1 Level Ball, and this is mostly just because we want to be able to get out the Vileplume line, but you can also grab Bunnelby. So it's just kind of a nice card to have in the early turns We've got four Ultra Ball for searching out all of our Pokemon. Helps us get Shaymin and everything really that you might need. We've got 4 Max Elixir, so this is how we're going to get the Giratina hopefully powered up by turn 2. We could even get it powered up by our first turn of attacking. It is possible. We're playing 9 basic energy, so with 9 basic energy and 4 Max Elixir, it's definitely possible to get knockouts, or to get the Giratina powered up quickly, and so that's what we've got going there. Then we've got 1 Super Rod. This is mostly for earlier in the game. If you have to discard energy with Ultra Ball, then you can get them back with Super Rod. Probably not necessary. There could be other cards you might fit in instead, maybe like a 4th Forest of Giant Plants or something like that. Maybe in a different stadium, maybe another supporter. Kind of up to you. We've got 2 Lysandre, which is really good under this with a lock deck. We can pull up stuff with High Retreat or something that our opponent is trying to retreat out of. We've got 2 N for it's just a consistent draw supporter. It can be a disruption card as well. 3 Sycamore. I think 3 is probably enough. That could be another card. If you cut Super Rod, you could add in a 4th Sycamore. We've got 1 Team Flare Grunt. I'm really liking this. Actually, if I could play 2, I might play 2. It's really nice in certain situations where your opponent kind of just keeps 1 attacker there and is thinking that if they play slow, they'll be able to get through it. So that's nice. Could also help you get rid of special energy, and so then when you Chaos Wheel, then they have no special energy on field. 3 Forest Giant Plants, so we can evolve up our Vileplumes quickly. We've got 2 Fighting Fury Belts. Obviously, this is great on Giratina to give us more HP and to make Chaos Wheel do 110, so we can knock out Shaymin or 2-hit a lot of Megas. But it's also good on Latios for maybe hitting that 50 HP basic on turn 1 with a fast raid. We've got 2 Float Stone. Float Stone's definitely important here. We need to be able to put that on Vileplume, sometimes on Giratina or Bunnelby, whatever you want to keep out of the active, or use as a pivot. We've got, of course, 4 Double Dragon energies. This is the main energy that the deck functions off of. And if you get 1 Double Dragon on a Giratina and then 2 Max Elixirs, you'll be able to Chaos Wheel. And then, of course, you could use them on this Latios as well. You do need them for Light Pulse since we're not playing water energies. Now, I decided to kind of do an interesting split on the basic energies. We could have gone all Psychic so that we can use Latios more often, but Latios isn't going to be a huge attacker in this deck, and I'd rather give us the opportunity to power up a Giratina without using special energies. So we've got 3 Grass energies and 6 Psychic energies. Again, probably something you can mess around with, but that is what I've settled on. So let's take a look and see if we can get any wins with this deck. Like I said, it is a little bit, it can be a little bit clunky, but I think that it's got some potential. Alrighty, so here we go into a game against Joe Frags, and we see a Dragon Psychic deck. And I'm not really sure exactly what that would be, honestly. So we'll just have to find out together. Oh, it looks like Dragon Psychic. If there's colorless, it could be Rayquaza, I guess. Just with the Dragon Rayquazas. If it is Rayquaza, then that would be this would be a good matchup for us, as long as we can get some sort of a setup going. We're going to start Oddish. It's a pretty good starter for us, as long as we can find Float Stone. And we see a Shaymin come out. We do top deck a Float Stone, which is awesome. Now here we're probably going to go for a Giratina. So I will Ultra Ball. Now, man, I kind of wish I would have Trainers Mailed first, because we might need to actually get a Shaymin. But I want to Max Elixir onto a Giratina. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to do this. And I'm going to grab a Giratina. We do have Shaymin in the deck. We've only got 2 Sycamores, but if we can get a draw supporter, that'd be fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a Giratina. We're going to drop that down. We will Super Rod or Max Elixir or Trainers Mail. I guess we'll Trainers Mail first. Okay, so we found a forest, so it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a slow start for us, but we might have, it might go well for us. We will grab a grass energy here, put that onto Giratina, and I think we're just going to, I think we're going to just Super Rod and then retreat into Giratina, because if it is a Rayquaza deck, then that way we can kind of prevent them from getting early knockout. They will be able to use their items, unfortunately, but I'm not sure how much that matters. Obviously, they've got to be able to get Hex Maniac in their hand so that they can get through Renegade Pulse. I think that's a bigger deal for them. We see them grab a Hex Maniac right here. Will they play it now? I would guess not, but it's possible. They just go for a Sycamore here. We do see that it is, it's actually a Dragon Rayquaza. So, it's probably better, even, because they're a little bit slower. But, obviously, we do need to top deck into something. The good thing is the deck does play a lot of outs for us. We've got Trainers Mails, Acro Bikes, and that sort of thing. And of course we can just top deck into a draw supporter, which would work great as well. So we'll see what happens here with this Ultra Ball. Maybe they'd get a Hoopa. That seems like that would probably be a decent thing to grab. They did have to get rid of quite a lot with that Sycamore. So we do see a Hoopa with Scoundrel Ring. We'll see that Hoopa come down, and I'm sure we'll see if they have another Shaymin, they would probably grab that. Maybe double Rayquaza or Rayquaza Hydreigon. That would make sense too. So we will see what we've got here. Hydreigon, Giratina, and Rayquaza. So that would be interesting too if went Giratina against Giratina. So again, another reason why it would be nice to have it's nice to have the basic energies. We do get an Acro Bike. We'll play that. And okay, so we have N or Shaymin. So we're definitely going to grab a Shaymin here. We want to be able to draw a lot this turn. We will put down Force Giant Plants. We will put down a Shaymin. And now I'm kind of wishing that Giratina had stayed on the bench, but that's okay. Okay, so we will Acro Bike. So we were looking for a Gloom or a way to get a Gloom. We did not find that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Latios, though. We could attack with Latios this turn. I'm going to Max Elixir. Okay, great. So we get a Psychic for Latios. So I'll put that there. We will put down a Psychic on the active. And we will just... I'll bench an Oddish. And then we'll go for an N. Because the last bench slot's probably going to be for our other Shaymin. Or it could be for a second Giratina. Alright, we've got 3 Trainers Mails here. I'm going to be kind of careful, but I think I'm willing to dig a little bit. We'll grab an Acro Bike with this Trainers Mail. And then I guess I'll Acro Bike. I don't think that the Max Elixir is as useful as an Acro Bike at this point. I want to make sure we can get something for next turn, like a supporter. Another, I don't like this decision, but I guess we'll go for this, because if we get a Level Ball or an Ultra Ball here with a Trainer's Mail, we can get a Gloom out. Get a Fighting Fairy Ball, okay, but again, if we can get it, Forest Giant Plants, that was really bad draws off of those Trainer's Mails, but maybe we'll be able to hold in here for a little bit. I'll put a Fighting... You know, I think maybe the right move is to actually go for the Fast Raid. That way we can sort of protect the Giratina on the bench, power it up manually, and then we can Fast Raid for 50. That seems fine. Would have been nice if we could have Fast Raided for 60, but there is unfortunately no Muscle Band in the format right now. So we see a Rayquaza Spirit Link coming down. It would have been great if we could have stopped that. We see a Double Dragon coming down as well. Also wish we could have stopped that. Now, what else do we have in store? I think we've already gone through all of our Max Elixirs, so that's quite unfortunate. But those Acro Bikes, unfortunately, giving us really bad decisions to make. But our opponent just passes to us, and we top deck a Double Dragon, which is a good top deck. I think what we'll do here is we'll actually just attach to the active. That way we can retreat next turn, and we will Fast Raid once again. Now, I assume our opponent's going to retreat this turn. Question is, can they get off the Mega? Actually, it looks like they might Sky Return. which also works fine for us. We're going to probably retreat out. We did already use Super Rod, but I think we're okay in terms of energy. And we'll see what they go into. But I'm pretty sure we're going to want to retreat out. Alright, so they send up Hoopa. That's fine. We're going to retreat manually here into Giratina. We will attach a double dragon, and we could bench another Giratina, but I think it's just a Lysandre liability at the moment. Now everything right now can retreat, or the Oddishes and the Shaymin can retreat, so that's fine. Alright, we see a Shaymin. That's nice. We could either start powering up a second Giratina, or we could go for the Shaymin play. Kind of a tough decision, honestly. But I'd love to get item locked down. Our opponent has a huge hand size too, but we're already out of N. So we are going to get prizes here. I think I'd rather just start to set up a Giratina. I think that's a slightly better option, but I'm not sure. We will Chaos Will for a knockout, and our opponent would need an attachment. And okay, great. Those were good top decks. But yeah, our opponent would need an attachment and a Mega Turbo as well as the Mega in order to attack. But we're just going to see a Dragon Strike out of them for 130. That makes sense as well. And they can't use Dragon Strike next turn, which is really great there. They got Tails. Now, we did get a Team Flare Grunt, and this is where Team Flare Grunt really shines. We're going to put down Double Dragon. We will Team Flare Grunt, knocking off their Double Dragon, and then they can't attack. And we just see a scoop from our opponent. We also could have gone for the Vileplume that turn if we really wanted to. So, and see the power right there of this Giratina Vileplume deck. I think we can go into another game here too. That was a pretty quick one. But you can see what kind of a lock. We didn't even get the item lock going, but that deck just, they were struggling so much. I think, obviously, they would have gone for another Dragon Strike if they had the opportunity, but they flipped Tails, and we got rid of their Double Dragon energy. Alright, so here we go into another game against the Joe 3. And let's see what we've got coming for us. We will call the coin flip. We call heads. Unfortunately, we lose the coin flip, so we won't go first, most likely. Don't think that would be wise if our opponent did that. And let's see what we can draw into. Alright, Giratina start or Oddish. We've got two Giratina. So I guess we'll start Giratina and we'll bench an Oddish and a Giratina. That seems fine. Don't need to bench the Bunnelby, really. And let's see what we can do here. We see a Mew and a Joltik. This feels like Night March. Alright, but obviously it's not Night March. I'm guessing this is probably Rainbow Road. Probably. Could be wrong. So we see a double colorless coming down onto Mew. Interesting. Maybe they'll just pass. That would be amazing. Okay, so big top deck here. An Acro Bike. So we can double Acro Bike. Oh, wow, we get double Acro Bike off the Acro Bike. Wow, so many Acro Bikes. Okay, so we'll Acro Bike. We get a Latios. That seems like a decent option here. Now, this Acro Bike is the one that's actually important. And we get a Sycamore. I guess, obviously, we'll take the Sycamore. But the other option, the Float Stone would be nice, too, obviously. We won't put down Bunnelby. I will go for a... We'll put the double dragon down on the active. Ugh. Yeah, I guess so. It means we could attack next turn with the double dragon. And we will, wow, double dragons galore. Let's Trainers Mail. Okay, we got an Ultra Ball, which is great. We're going to definitely go for a Shaymin, I guess. Or we could go for a Gloom at this point. I think we'll just go for a Gloom for next turn. Because we'd only draw 2 cards anyway. Let's do that. That gives us a decent chance at the item lock next turn. So, Alright, so it looks like it is Rainbow Road, which is a little scary because obviously we are weak. But they've been attaching to this Mew instead. See Fairy Garden, which doesn't matter to me. Actually, it's great. It means we have free retreat. Set up for 3. So far this is good. Wow, okay. Alright, Sycamore. So our opponent's getting going, but I don't I mean, I'm feeling okay right now because if they don't get a EXP share or Max Elixirs or something, then we're in a great spot because we can Chaos Wheel and then they can't attach DCs. Do you see Xerneas? Big question is, do they get something else like an EXP share or a Max Elixir? We see Float Stone on Shaymin. Okay. Trainers Mail for an EXP share. So that was one thing I did not want to see. But as long as we don't also see a Max Elixir. Okay, just a Rainbow Force. Only for 100. So that's good. That's good for sure. Okay, so we get a Forest. We get a Double Dragon. We will go Gloom. We will Forest. We will end and hope we can get a Vileplume. We do still have we still have 3 Float Stone, or not Float Stones. Okay, so we will Fighting Fury Belt the active. I think we might. Yeah, we will go for the Super Rod now. We'll get back 2 of those and that. And then we will set up and hopefully get hopefully we can get our Vileplume. Okay, great. So I think we can discard our last Giratina. Maybe. And we'll get rid of energy for Vileplume. Now, obviously, Vileplume can get Lysandred, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And we'll go for the Chaos Wheel for a knockout on Mew. And now they can't attach double colorless. The question is, who are they going to promote? Obviously, they can send up Shaymin, but then who do they promote the next time? Get a Psychic off the prize. But yeah, who are they going to send up? They'll probably attach manually, or they'll attach a single energy. And then maybe, I don't know, put down another Xerneas. They should not leave Shaymin active though. We see teammates, wow. Alright, so that means I definitely need to play N next turn, because they're probably grabbing an energy. But it will be interesting to see what they do with who they retreat to. So yeah, and then we can put our Double Dragon on this Giratina, which is great. Galvantula comes down. Can damage Shaymin. And they just pass, so that's actually really, really strange. But we'll attach to Giratina. Oh, maybe it would have been better to attach to Latios, because then, well, we can't get a Fighting Fairy Belt down, but that would be our only way to one-hit Xerneas. And I guess we'll end and hope our opponent doesn't get energy. A little sketchy. Okay. We will Chaos Wheel. Taking a knockout. Now we really need to hope our opponent did not get energy here. We do have a bunch of energy in hand though, so we will be able to power up something. I think what we'll probably go for is hit with Latios. And then we'll have another Giratina ready. I think that's the right play to go for. Obviously, we will go down a bunch in prizes, but I still think that's the right way to do it. See, they play Bridget. It'll be interesting to see what they go for. Probably a Bisharp. Oh, wow. Okay. So they play a lot of stage ones. They play Octillery and a... yeah. Alright, so they did a ton of damage there. And I think we'll just send up Latios. Now, the last Double Dragon is going to be kind of important. We will attach. And I really need to find the last Double Dragon. So, we'll Sycamore. Okay, awesome. Alright, so now we've got some really interesting stuff going here. So, we'll Fast Raid. Now, unfortunately, they will be able to attach double colorless this turn. So that is the downside of this. But if they don't get one... yeah, I mean, that's always the downside. So that's the risk we had to run. We see a pressure for Birch's observation, so that's good. That means they didn't have it. Let's see if they can get tails. Oh, they get heads. Alright, so we need them to not get a double colorless down this turn. That's very important. Okay, they switch out the stadium, which is fine. What else do they have? Alright, that's fine too. Rainbow energy. Alright, that's fine with me. Because they'll take a knockout here. Yeah, actually, I don't really care about that. Yeah. So now... I'm more concerned about the Bisharp. Because it's got this, got Retaliate, I guess. I don't know if that's that bad. So we do get knocked out here. And then we're going to send up Giratina, obviously. We are going to be attacking. We will take a knockout this turn, which is good. And then... I could play down the Forest Giant Plants, but... let's see, do we have any... yeah. I'm going to wait. Actually, no, I'm just going to dig. For Lysandre. For next turn. Ugh, but we don't have... Fury Belt. Weird. Let's see how much energy we have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's still 3. Yeah, let's do that. A little risky. Okay, but Flare Grunt's actually quite good. So we'll Chaos Wheel for knockout. So yeah, the Flare Grunt could be the key to our success here. I'm most concerned probably actually about a Lysandre on Vileplume. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. So we see Xerneas come up. But what are they going to do? I'm not sure why they sent that up, actually. Oh, we see Energy Keeper Carbink come down. That means we can't discard... energies off their basics. That's actually really annoying. Wowza. Alright. Wow. That's annoying. But they do just pass. They didn't get an energy attachment, and that's big. We get a Lysandre. Okay. I'm going to attach to Bunnelby. And I'll Chaos Wheel. Oh man, if only we had a Fighting Fury Belt. I'll just Chaos Wheel, because we obviously have to prevent them from attaching a double colorless. Now what? This is, okay, it's kind of intense. But all they need is I mean, like, honestly, a Lysandre on a Vileplume would be really bad. We do see a Lysandre on Shaymin, and I'm totally okay with that. I think that was a wasted Lysandre. Do they have any more? Maybe they have one more, but all right. So that's awesome. So wow, we dodged a bullet there. If they would have just Lysandered the Vileplume, I think we had no chance. And we'll just Chaos Wheel for a knockout. So now we should be fine here. I think we're safe. Except for, of course, a Lysandre on a Vileplume. But I feel like they won't do that now because of what they just did. They kind of showed that they would rather go for the Shaymin, which is so weird to me. They send up Shaymin, probably because it can take a hit from Chaos Wheel, but we have a Lysandre in hand, so they need to... Wow, they just passed. And we're going to actually be able to pull out a win here against, honestly, probably one of our worst matchups. We can kind of pick and choose who we want to knock out. We will go for... who do we want to knock out? Let's get Galvantula. That sounds like fun. So, anyway... Yeah, wow, I did not expect us to get a win against a Rainbow Road deck, but yeah, that's definitely one of the weaknesses of this deck, and you can see we were even able to take it down. Item lock just so strong, and the Chaos Wheel lock too. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought that was a really great couple games there, and we will we'll see if there's maybe some better ways. You know, let me know in the comments if you think that there's some improvements we can make on this. But yeah, just all about that lock there. And so, all right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye.